Hello everybody, welcome to Python CodeMan. In this short tutorial we will begin from ground zero for entirely new beginners and then until to some level, intermediate level. I'll show you how to install Python and then to install the respective libraries that we need in our daily computation. So straight, let's go to python.org. Which is the official website for Python, and on this you can see that there are so many things about Python: downloads, documentation, community, and so on. But today let's go straight to the downloads, where we can see that there's the latest Python version is 3.82. Okay, so there's also documentation that has all the information about these versions that have been running, and then we have a community tab that has all the latest developments about Python and so on. So getting back to Python download, click that and it will take a few seconds to download, and then just click on the application and then it will be running. Okay, so now in this case you can just click install now, since it has already a default folder. But then in my case I'm going to say customize installation, since I don't want it to be installed here, but in your case you may prefer to install it on C in that folder. Secondly, you have these two options that you can check. In my case I prefer to add Python to the path, which is very nice setting, and then for all users sometimes works and sometimes does not. Okay, so I'll simply say customize and then next. In that case I'll change the location since I want it to change, so I'll go to my PC and then to another drive that has more space, and then I have my software installation folder, and then you create a folder for Python. Okay, so this after being created, I'll go say OK. As you can see, I'm installing it on the software installation Python, so I'll say install and then yes. So it will take its time, and then after some time it will finish installing. Okay, so as we wait for the Python to finish installing, okay, so the setup was successful. Special thanks to Mark Hammond and so on. So we will close this, and when we close that, we need to check to see if our Python is running properly. Remember, Python is our calculator, and so we need to see where it is installed. So go to the Windows menu, navigate through and see where Python has been installed. It has to be in some of those new applications. So right here it shows 3.8 installed, and if you expand that, you can see there are several options here. Right here it is the Python IDLE, which is the IDE for the Python, and then there's also another version which is the Python scripting, which is similar to Windows CMD. So and these two are just manual for documentations. Okay, so right now let's first test Python IDLE. If you click on it, it will open. Okay, when it opens, then it gives you the environment of doing whatever you want. Let's try it by testing, say assigning x equals to 2 and then y equals 8. Okay, so if we test x plus y, this should give us 10. Alright, so that means Python is ready, set up and running. Okay, so now let's test another version of the scripting environment, which is the Python command line, and then we can say x equals 2 and then y equals 8. Okay, so x plus y should give us 10. So this is also working properly. So another way to test that Python is fully installed on your laptop and is ready running is to check in the CMD window. When you do that, open it up. When you open it up, you need to run Python and see if it's running. So if it doesn't give any error, it shows that Python is well set according to the path we used. Okay, so again, now this creates a Python environment whereby we can say x equals 2, y equals say 8, and then x plus y gives us 10. So this means that in all cases Python is now fully running. Now we need to know how do we install other packages or libraries that help us in our daily computations. For example, there are several libraries or packages we'll talk about, like NumPy, Matplot, NumPy for numerical computations, and then there's matplotlib for all the plottings that we'll need. There's SciPy, there's pandas for data science, and so on. So how do we get those libraries or all those packages installed in Python? Python as on its own comes with some packages already installed developed by Python, but then there are some people or groups that have worked on some different packages that enable us to do the computations in our daily life, and those packages do not come when they're already installed in Python, so we have to do that. So the easiest way to do that is by using the pip command, as we are going to see, pip command in Python. So once you are sure that your Python path is well set, so let's just head to the command window. When we do that, then we'll simply say pip install. Okay, when we do that, pip install, then we can type the package we need to install in Python. For example, if I go back to Python idle, and then I want to say let's say we have x equals array of, I'll talk about the array and so on, but then we have 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then if we say, it will create an error, or it will complain. Okay, because it doesn't know what is an array. An array, we'll talk about that, what is an array, later, but this is a module that is within NumPy, so that is why it is complaining. If you say plot maybe something, it will complain about plot because plot function is not listed within these packages. Okay, so what you're going to do is to first of all install all those packages, and we'll begin with NumPy. Okay, so if you click enter, Python will do its steps and then install NumPy, which is the full package that has many various functions that we need in our computations. Okay, so if NumPy is already installed, it will tell you the requirement is already satisfied. So as you can see, it is installing all the functions one by one. It's downloading and then now installing the collected packages. Okay, and then it is giving a result here as fully installed. Pip install matplotlib. Okay, install, to do its stuff, and then successfully installed. First of all, what we need to do is usually to set our working environment. Okay, so if we are going to use array, and we know array is in NumPy, so begin by importing import NumPy as np. Okay, the reason for importing it as np is we do not need all functions to be powered in our working environment.